So here we're continuing our dissection of this pathetically bad Kenobi video put out by Sheev Talks. We've had differences of opinion. He considers my content garbage. I consider his content garbage. He considers me a bigot. I think he's a bigot. But unlike him, I'm actually going to do this weird thing called the research and provide this even more weird thing, the evidence. But we're going to start off on a good note.
I guess. So while Leia's just hanging around, the lights go out, confusing the two stormtroopers who are no doubt still contemplating their life choices, and then Obi-Wan's lightsaber flashes to life, taking out the trooper to Leia's right first, then turning it off, circling around to the trooper on the other side, and killing him second. You'll notice how many hits it took Obi-Wan to cut down these stormtroopers. Looks like Obi-Wan's lightsaber accidentally switched over to video game mechanics for this episode. That's inconvenient. Either that or you're telling me that the armor given to the average stormtrooper is stronger than that of Darth Vader, which, I mean, that's awkward. But yeah.
Well, shocker, I do agree. There is a problem. There's not a problem technically with Kenobi. But yes, the sabers in Star Wars are inconsistent. Sometimes they're lethal, sometimes they're less powerful, sometimes they're very heavy, sometimes they're very light. So there are a lot of inconsistencies with the sabers. As far as the armor issue, well, that's when Kenobi is on God mode. So even if Vader had a really powerful armor, yeah, Kenobi's still going to penetrate because, he's on God mode. So, yeah, we'll put that aside. And then we're finally going to get to the fascism and sexism, which, like most of this video, is really damn stupid.
Trooper escort and forces her to take action. And I'm not fucking with you here, she actually slaps one of the stormtroopers, which seems to do a great deal of damage, as he's then disoriented for the next 5 seconds while she takes care of the other trooper. Obi-Wan, hey, go ahead and just pocket that weak-ass lightsaber. You don't need it. Apparently just slapping a stormtrooper in the helmet is enough. It's more effective, even. So Slappy over here stumbles back, and Tala goes for the other one, grabbing his helmet and pulling on him while going for his gun. When I tell you that this scene made me burst out laughing the first time I watched it, I'm not kidding.
Okay, well, I listened, and your whole point is about the armor, which you don't answer. So how powerful is the armor used by the stormtroopers? You don't answer the question.
What the fuck is this fight scene?
Now, you said this would be analysis, so I'm waiting for analysis. You didn't analyze the armor, so I'm still waiting.
Oh my god. She managed.
Well, ha ha ha, fine, funny. That's not analysis. You said analysis, I'm waiting for the analysis. Please give analysis.
Just to grab his blaster, shooting him, and then the other one who's only just now managed to recuperate after that devastating blow a second ago. What you say? What a fucking train wreck. As I go through this episode, I realize I'm doing that thing I sometimes do where I simply explain what happened and assume that speaks for itself, because
okay, so I guess the issue is, well, how powerful, again, is the armor? And you're saying, I guess the helmet should absorb a lot of damage. You didn't analyze anything. You said, well, I don't believe what happened. That's nice. How powerful is the armor to protect their heads? I don't know. You don't tell us. So we're still left with an open question. At most, this is a question mark. I mean, the helmet can't be invincible. A trooper can still be hurt with the helmet, so are we really saying anything? I mean, where's the analysis? I'm still waiting.
Because I trust my audience to not be a bunch of brain-dead idiots.
I guess I'm going to have to differ with you there. I do think you're counting on your audience being kind of stupid, but I'm not stupid, so I'm still waiting for an actual analysis. You haven't given us anything yet. And
I am going to try to stop that, but there is some even stupid.
Well, all I can say is try harder. Try harder.
Stupider things to come later on, so I frankly don't want to waste too much time on it. If you really need it explained to you why an unarmed woman taking out 2 stormtroopers by simply slapping and pulling on their armor is fucking ridiculous, then just click off this video. You're clearly a lost cause.
Okay, well, it's been pretty fascistic stupidity so far, but now you've added sexism. The analysis after all this time was unarmed woman takes out 2 men. Right. What's the analysis? And by the way, double checked. Nope. He moved on to Leia and Kenobi in a hallway. So you made this vicious sexist remark. No explanation. Now, unlike other people, despite what he thinks, I'm tolerant. Okay, fine. You're a raging fascist and a sexist. So be it. Give analysis. Because even a fascist can analyze stuff. Even a sexist can analyze stuff. You didn't analyze anything. You just said, this is so ridiculous. She's only one woman. She's unarmed. Right, she's an unarmed woman. She took out 2 armed men. Can I imagine a scenario where this is possible? Yes, I can imagine a scenario where an unarmed woman takes out 2 armed men. That's perfectly possible. I'm not even trying to get female subscribers. That's perfectly possible. You said analysis. So far, we've gotten 1 maybe valid point with the sabers. Maybe. I think personally, this is a valid point. But others, reasonable people, could disagree and say, I don't see a problem. But at least that's a plausible, valid issue. Everything else was just like fascist, moronic nonsense, like, and you doing monkey laughter. That's not analysis. You promised and said analysis, so you're lying. What's the analysis? I waited this whole time, and it's, hey guys, I'm just going to be a sexist. Great, good for you. What's the analysis? You can be a sexist, but still do analysis. All you just said is, that's an unarmed woman. Great, unarmed women really scare you. You didn't say anything. You said nothing at all. You just moved on. So apparently sexism okay. Fascism is okay. Great, good for you. I'm waiting for some analysis. All you gave us was maybe half a valid point on sabers, which is not even a Kenobi issue. It's a Star Wars issue in general. You can't be this fucking stupid, but apparently you are. So you're just a vicious, lying, sexist moron. But you did make at least half a valid point with the sabers. So, there you go. So in this whole 2.5 hours, he had made at least 2.5 points, maybe. So, yeah, this is pretty much grifter garbage, unfortunately. And yeah, it's pretty sexist too.